Wow, my days. That fight was amazing. Yo, my days. My God, yo, straight up, yeah. That was an annihilation. Legit. People always built up Conor to be this like next level guy, like he's untouchable, man. He's like the Mayweather or whatever of UFC. Bruv, no one has ever done that to Conor McGregor. No one has beaten him in that fashion, like Khabib did. My days, not even Mayweather. Literally, Conor got outdone in every aspect. Standing, grappling, on the ground. Khabib was literally going at Conor like there was no tomorrow. Like, Conor's mainly deadly in the first round, you know. And Khabib done well. People saying, oh, like, all he does is grapple and this and that. Yo, that's a style, that's a fight. You have to do what you have to do. Other than cheating, you cannot cheat or do anything like the tactics McGregor was, doing in the fight. Khabib done it fair and square. He done it with his own style. How he always brawls and mauls people, you know, breaks up their face and whatnot, makes them bleed. Conor was like doing some dirty tactics in there. Conor was like grabbing up the shorts, doing illegal knees on the ground, elbows as well, like 12 to 6, like multiple of those elbows towards the head and straight down and whatnot. He was grabbing the gloves, holding onto the fence with feet and with his hands, and the ref warned him like maybe 3 times or something like that. And then he didn't deduct a point or nothing, bro. I could definitely guarantee Dana White and, politics and all that bullshit is involved. Like, it is ridiculous. And even in the exchanges when they were standing up, Khabib, he was landing the more powerful punches, the punches that actually had an effect. Conor was just like, tapping. I mean, yeah, Conor did land probably 2 or 3 good shots in the whole fight, like legit. Like nothing, seriously, there was nothing. Conor was punching and stuff like that. Maybe some small punches here, but most of them were either misses or dodges by Khabib. Bro, Khabib literally stood there in front of him. I believe, was it in the second or third? But Khabib was literally just standing there right in front of Conor, just waiting there. He was telling him like, come at me, like legit. He was just there, and Conor was not doing anything. Legit, he was just probably just throw a jab and stuff like that. But Khabib will like come back with a 1-2 or a right hand and whatnot. When he was mauling him on the floor, that was like, yo, those punches. I think he was in what was it, third round? Those punches that Khabib was doing on him when Conor was on the ground. Yo, I thought for a split second, I think when I was watching the fight, I actually thought the fight was gonna get stopped right then and there. Like legit, in a way, Conor went limp for a split second. Like he did not move for that 1 second. Like, but I don't know, man. It's good. He still survived, but he's lucky, bro. But I'm sure, Khabib didn't want the fight to end straight away in 1 or 2 rounds. It went to 4 rounds, and then he tapped him out. Like Conor had no answer for anything Khabib brought to the table. Like legit, Conor was this big guy, real big gangster, right? He got outdone in every manner. And then the shit that happened that after the fight, where his what was it? This guy called Dylan, I think is his teammate or whatever that helps him train in jiu-jitsu, whatever. Don't know, I never heard of him or any of the other guys, but whatever it is, all of them were literally taking the piss, same when Conor was taking the piss out of his family, religion, country, where he's from, literally about his dad and politics. Even politics got involved with like countries and billionaires and whatever. And that shit isn't supposed to come into a sport. You cannot do that, you know. Like that shit is despicable. Conor is a despicable man. Like the shit he comes out with, trash talk to a certain degree, and don't go beyond any borders. That is it. Keep it within some limits. You can't expect a guy to be acting all thuggish and like, I'm a gangster, I do this, I own the world and bullshit like that. And when a guy that's brought up in that environment, you chatting shit to him like that, bro, he will bring that shit to you. Like when Conor came with like 40 thugs, hooligans and stuff after him in New York with the dolly and stuff, actually injuring people, could have even killed people with that, right? And that stuff wasn't taken extremely seriously. That stuff should have sent him in jail, legitimately. Like that was a proper criminal activity. Like he was terrorizing them. That was proper terrorism right there. The stuff Khabib did nothing. After the fight, his trainer Dylan, whatever, he was egging him on. He was like, "Yeah, come at me." When Khabib threw the mouth guard towards the fence, and then that's when he literally jumped over. And I don't even think anything landed from both guys. Like Khabib literally jumped in between. Literally, when he jumped, there was a decent amount of space between. There was basically a very decent amount of space right there between Dylan and the officials around him or security people around him. Khabib literally landed right in that gap. He didn't like, he came with his arms and stuff and legs and stuff like that, but he landed in the gap. He didn't land on anyone, and I don't even think that Dylan done anything back. Like I think maybe at best when they were close, when they like grabbed onto each other, maybe one or two punches at best, like underneath from both guys or something. But other than that, nothing at all. They got literally broken up instantly, right? And that was, I mean, it's in the spur of the moment, man. Khabib was like, he wanted to smash Conor, and he did. He made him tap like a little bitch. Like, and then after that, because of Khabib going over, Conor actually goes back. If you look at multiple videos out there, Conor is the one that started the stuff inside the ring. Conor jumped on, right? Conor was jumping over to go after Khabib as well. But then while that's happening, officials grab Conor, and then I think Khabib's brother or cousin or his family member, they tried to go over to help Khabib stop it and break it up and all that kind of stuff. And that's when, at that point, when he was right next to Conor, he was not even paying attention to him. That's when Conor literally, he knew who he was. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it. He's literally punched him straight in the face towards the eyes, towards his right hand side. And that's when it literally, that brawl started. Then Khabib Nurmagomedov's his, whoever that was, brother, cousin, started retaliating, started hitting back. But I don't even think that hit. Maybe the first one hit, but after that, nothing else hit because they were all being separated. Like 3, 4 guys grabbed the Magomedov guy, and then two guys grab Conor. Conor was a bitch. He knew he didn't want none of that shit because the guy was being held back, and then Conor was just standing there behind the official. Like he wasn't even grabbed. He was grabbed initially, but after that, he was just standing there. They let go of him, and he was just standing. He was just pretending to be held back. And then the other guys, because of that, that's what hit it off. That's why the two guys, Khabib's guys came in. One of the guys went to check on the guy that got punched, and then he came towards Conor, and then that's when literally both guys started going in, like they wanted to punch her, but Conor landed the better shot. He connected 100%, whereas the other Khabib's guy, he just barely landed, anything on him. And people saying that, oh yeah, he bust up people in the ring, he knocked out, like he hurt the people. No, it wasn't. Just that Conor landed a better shot, and that's it, bro. And then the other guy, that's when the other guy comes in. He saw what happened, obviously to the other Nurmagomedov and this other Khabib fighter, and that's when he went after Conor. It's simple as it's. You think war is peaceful? You think war comes easy? If you're gonna brag about war, UFC promoted this as a war. Conor said, F peace and all that kind of stuff. There will be no peace. You know, you being a gangster, this is a piece of that. You being a gangster, you got a taste of what it's like to be a gangster, yeah. So Conor running his mouth like that and actually experiencing it firsthand, he got what he deserved. Legit, him and his team. Like, it is what it is. Like, Conor's a cheat. He was cheating in the fight. He got his ass whooped. And then after the fight, he got his ass whooped again. So legit, that's it, bruv. Khabib is the don. You can't mess with Khabib. Khabib is the true OG gangster. You know, Khabib, obviously he was humble and everything like that, but there are certain limits that if you cross, everyone breaks, no matter who they are. If they're the king of the world, the president, poor guy, whatever. If you push people's buttons or disrespect them to a certain degree, they will break, and they will, anything can happen at that moment, you know. And Dana White and Conor McGregor and the Nevada State and all that bullshit. There's a lot of politics and all that crap being done behind the scenes, and it is just utter ridiculousness. Like, it's so much bullshit involved in UFC and boxing. Probably these two are the most, corrupt sports out there as well. It's just terrible, man. But I'm gonna end it there, man. But that was my thoughts and opinions on, the fight and what went down in the fight. Like, legit, the fight itself was amazing. The brawl after was just as amazing, man. Like, legit. Connor's team and everyone, Dana, they all deserve that. They need that slap of reality. That they're not living in a fool's paradise or some shit like that where they control everything. Everything's all happy and cush and all that kind of stuff. But that's it from me, man.